In this video, I'm going to talk about Arrowhead Tactical. Now, if you are in the concealed carry world or you're exploring wardrobe for concealed carry purposes, this video may be for you. So recently, over the Labor Day sale, I picked up a bunch of items, about $300 worth, 2 shirts, 2 pairs of shorts, another pair of travel joggers, and a belt. So I'm going to go ahead and cover that with you today since I just recently received them, and I figured this would be a good opportunity to share with you my thoughts. Now, when you get Arrowhead Tactical, you'll, just like any other company, you're gonna get emails saying, hey, what did you think of the product? I didn't do that right away. And this is kind of my grace period to give it an actual authentic try. Now, I'm a stickler when it comes to clothing. I'm 6'2", I've got long legs, long arms, so I'm very picky because there's not many things that work well for me. So this is gonna be a straight up honest review of their product, and I'll go ahead and dive in and start with the shorts. I do have the shorts on. The very first time that I put these on, I was blown away by how comfortable they are. Now, like I said, I don't throw around these terms loosely, and the fact that these particular shorts feel something along like Lululemon or Viore, the comfort factor, the breathability, the stretchability, if you will, especially as an active tactical piece of clothing, I felt was very important. I could lay around in these all day. I probably would have gone with the shorter one. I do have long legs. Probably would go with, I think, either the 7-inch or the 9-inch inseam. However, these are the 11, I believe, but they're comfortable. Now talking about how you're actually going to use it. So I do have the belt that came with it. Now I will go over some of the things that I do have. I don't want to say that they're issues with, but when it comes to their joggers, their shorts, is the fact that the string here. Now, obviously, if you're practicing your holstering, reholstering, you have to make sure that the holster's clear before you reholster. The fact that these can kind of drape into the holster, let's say you're in a low light situation, you have to be a little bit more methodical and cautious about that. So because of the belt and how well that the belt and their loop system works, I don't even think that they need the string there. So that's my opinion. Also, this looks like it works pretty well. Now, the joggers that I have, I'll talk about here in a second, but these shorts, they're nice and clean over the course of the, over the brim here. So, or the edge of the holster. It stays in line with the belt. So I actually like this belt better than the one that I have been using. But I'm using a simple cotton shirt here. You may see me printing a little bit, but for the most part, it would, it feels comfortable. It's the maneuverability, like I said, you probably see their videos. I feel like it's on me and it's not gonna go anywhere. So that's a huge plus. Let's go ahead and dive into the shirts next. This is an extra large. So one of the things that I noticed when I first purchased, or when I first put these on, is the sleeves are a little bit short. Now, again, I have long arms. We're probably just halfway between the wrist and the elbow there. But as I was playing around with it, they do have some stretch to it. I have issues with shirts in general. So the fact that they're a little bit short, I did try to kind of stretch. And one thing that I did notice when I do this, it does lengthen it a little bit. So is it something that is a big deal? But for the cost, I think these were, I could be completely wrong, I think about 40 bucks, maybe 40, 50 bucks for the shirt. The quality of the shirt is great. I will give you that. The quality of the shirt is great. Obviously a little bit longer here just for purposes of concealment. The quality of the shirt, I think, warrants the price. The fact that, I have issues with the sleeves, I have to give that some thought. But all in all, the shirt, their long sleeve shirts are comfortable. That is by far one of the biggest things that I think Arrowhead Tactical is doing over from the others that I've experienced, and I haven't experienced a lot. But I find myself in athletic clothing, quite often. And the comfort and the ability to lounge and have the casual vibe, I think is absolutely amazing. The shorts are great. The shirt is great. let me talk, I'll throw on some joggers here and give you my thoughts on that, because there's one other thing that I'd like to share with you. Okay, I switched shirts. This is a different color, but I threw on the joggers, and I figured while I have you here, I'm gonna just show you the belt system. Now the belt loop system is great. It's nice and thick, very durable. Once you have that set up here, you simply fold over, okay, and tuck. So these are the joggers. I have a pair of black ones too, and they're very comfortable. Now, I'm not sure if you could see the cut. I've got long legs, very challenging to find pants that fit me. They are a little tight around the ankle. I don't mind that at all. But one thing that I want to mention about the joggers, again, the strings. You know, I may be overthinking this, but again, when you're thinking safety and trying to make sure, you know, I find myself being a little bit more cautious. But the sleeves on this new shirt, same concept, so it wasn't just a one-off. But on this, not sure if you can see here, but what ends up happening is the lip of these pants can at sometimes get over the front of the holster or the top of the holster. So you have to either adjust and pull down so it doesn't get in the way, because as you're holstering, you want to make sure you have that clear access, but sometimes as fabric moves, it will go over the lip. And this could be true of various different pieces of clothing. Obviously, your casual pant, like your khaki or your tactical pant, is not going to be as, it's not going to move as much as these athletic pants. I mean, we're dealing with very flexible, which serves a purpose, and there's a lot of pros to that. But the fabric will move, and depending on your setup, can get over that lip. So long story short, just be careful when you're reholstering. Make sure that you're looking, especially because of the string here. And the last comment I will say is another issue with the string is the fact that we're all aware as we're concealing that we have something there, and sometimes we're more mindful of it than anybody else that we're coming across. But the fact is this string, as small as it is, can still pop out a little bit. And if that was a little bit more flush, I think that could be a better option when it comes to concealing, whether good guys or bad guys. People that are looking to see if anyone is carrying, people are out there, they do that, but also police officers. And if you don't want to have that interaction, you don't want to have that interaction, they will also look at belt lines. They're trained to look at hands, especially if you're picking. I just learned that term, picking, like if you're, you know, kind of maneuvering and stuff like that, because you're a little bit more conscious of that you're carrying. They look for things like that. And anything else that's going to allow them to understand, or, you know, at least observe that you may have something in this area, is going to draw more attention to you, which you probably don't want. So that's why I say, you know, depending on your holster, depending on the belt system and buckle system, as well as this extra piece of material, it just adds a little bit more bulk to the look. So just something to keep in mind. But all in all, Arrowhead Tactical, excellent job. I mean, for someone that wears athletic gear, probably 90% of my day-to-day, it's an excellent choice. I find myself wearing this stuff every single day, and you know, I'm excited for what else that they come out with when it comes to their line of clothing. So if you have any questions about the fit or any questions in general, I'm happy to help out in any way. Thanks for watching.